You know, when you look at the Japanese, something truly remarkable stands out. Many of them live well into their 90s, even past 100, still walking, laughing, tending their gardens, or cooking for their grandchildren. And it makes you wonder, what's their secret? It's not about miracle pills or expensive supplements. It's not even about perfect genes. The secret, my friend, lies right on their plates, in the quiet wisdom of their food. For generations, the Japanese have turned simple, natural ingredients into nourishment that keeps both body and spirit young. Their meals aren't about indulgence. They're about balance, about giving the body what it truly needs, not what cravings demand. Modern science is finally catching up. Researchers from the World Health Organization note that Japan has one of the highest life expectancies on Earth, with over 86 years on average, and far fewer cases of heart disease, obesity, or dementia compared to many Western countries. And much of that comes down to the way they eat: clean, mindful, and rooted in nature. So today, let's take a quiet journey together across the islands of Japan to discover 5 traditional foods that have helped generations stay strong, graceful, and vibrant well into old age. These aren't fancy superfoods. They're humble, everyday dishes, each one a small key to longevity, gently reminding us that true health begins with simplicity and gratitude. 1. Tsukemono, Japanese pickled vegetables. You know, tsukemono may look simple, just pickled vegetables sitting quietly on a small plate beside a bowl of rice, but in Japan, it's considered a living food. Every jar of tsukemono is like a tiny ecosystem, alive with beneficial bacteria that have been quietly working for days, sometimes weeks, transforming humble vegetables into a source of healing. What's truly fascinating is the science behind it. When vegetables are fermented naturally, using rice bran, miso, or sea salt, something magical happens. The good bacteria, called lactic acid bacteria, begin to thrive. These are the same kind of probiotics found in yogurt or kefir, but Tsukemono offers something more: fiber, minerals, and enzymes that come straight from plants. Together, they help restore the balance of the gut microbiome, that vast community of trillions of microorganisms inside you that scientists now call your second brain. Harvard researchers have found that maintaining a healthy gut can lower inflammation, stabilize mood, and even slow cognitive decline. It's astonishing. The simple act of nourishing your gut can influence not only how well you digest food, but how clearly you think, how deeply you sleep, and how strong your immune system stays as you age. And here's what makes the Japanese version so special. They don't use vinegar, sugar, or artificial preservatives the way many Western pickles do. Instead, they rely on time and nature. Rice bran, nukazuke, sea salt, or miso gently draw out the moisture from vegetables, creating an environment where good bacteria can flourish naturally. The result is food that's alive, rich in enzymes, subtle in flavor, and deeply connected to the rhythms of the earth. Imagine this: a 70-year-old woman in Kyoto sitting down to her morning meal. A bowl of miso soup, a small cup of green tea, and a few slices of tsukemono. She's not thinking about probiotics or gut flora. She's simply eating what her mother and grandmother taught her to prepare. Yet in doing so, she's nourishing her microbiome, stabilizing her blood sugar, and supporting her immune system without even realizing it. That's the beauty of traditional wisdom. It doesn't need marketing or buzzwords. It just works. Modern studies also show that fermented vegetables like tsukemono can help reduce spikes in blood sugar after meals, a key factor in preventing type 2 diabetes, which affects nearly 1 in 4 Americans over 60. The natural acids formed during fermentation slow the digestion of starches, meaning your body absorbs glucose more gradually. That's why the Japanese, even when eating rice daily, have lower rates of diabetes and metabolic syndrome than most Western populations. And here's something most people overlook. Tsukemono isn't just about nutrition, it's about connection. The slow process of making it, washing, salting, waiting, encourages patience. Families often have a wooden barrel or ceramic pot passed down through generations, infused with decades of beneficial microbes. When you open that lid, you're not just tasting vegetables, you're tasting time, memory, and love. So the next time you think about adding something new to your plate, remember this. Sometimes the smallest side dish can hold the deepest wisdom. Tsukemono reminds us that real nourishment isn't only about feeding the body, it's about feeding the life within us. 2. Okinawan sweet potato. You see, in Okinawa, food isn't just fuel and its philosophy. And the humble purple sweet potato, or beni imo, is the heart of that philosophy. It's not flashy, not exotic, just a root that grows quietly in the island's red soil, kissed by sea air and sunlight. Yet it has nourished generations who routinely live past 100. Scientists have been fascinated by this little tuber for decades. It's packed with anthocyanins, the same vibrant pigments found in blueberries and black rice, powerful antioxidants that protect your cells from oxidative stress, one of the main drivers of aging. These compounds don't just make the potato purple, they make it protective. According to a study from the University of the Ryukyus in Okinawa, people who regularly consume purple sweet potatoes have lower markers of inflammation and better cardiovascular health. That's not a coincidence. Anthocyanins improve blood vessel flexibility, enhance circulation, and reduce the buildup of plaque in arteries. It's like giving your heart a daily tune-up, one bite at a time. And the benefits don't stop there. These potatoes are rich in soluble fiber, which slows digestion and helps regulate blood sugar. A key reason why Okinawans, despite eating carbohydrates daily, have low rates of diabetes. That fiber also feeds the good bacteria in your gut, keeping your digestive system running smoothly and your immune defenses strong. But there's also a deeper lesson here, one that science can't fully measure. In Okinawa, meals are colorful, not because of aesthetics, but because every color represents a different kind of life energy. Purple sweet potatoes, green bitter melon, yellow turmeric, white tofu, red miso. It's a rainbow of nourishment that keeps the body balanced and the spirit grounded. Elders there often say, eat the rainbow, live the rainbow. And they mean it. When you fill your plate with color, you're not just adding nutrients, you're adding vitality. Think about that. Maybe longevity isn't about strict diets or counting calories. Maybe it's about eating foods that are alive, vibrant, and full of meaning. So the next time you're planning your meal, imagine sitting under an Okinawan sunset, a plate of warm purple sweet potatoes beside you. And remember, sometimes the road to a longer life begins not in medicine, but in color. 3. Seaweed, the ocean's gift. You know, when people talk about superfoods, they often mention kale or blueberries. But the Japanese, they've been quietly eating one of the most powerful superfoods on earth for centuries, seaweed. To them, it's not a trend, it's tradition. A bowl of miso soup isn't complete without a few soft strands of wakame swirling gently inside. And no sushi roll is truly Japanese without that thin, dark sheet of nori wrapped around it. Seaweed is the taste of the ocean, clean, mineral-rich, and alive. Modern science is now confirming what ancient wisdom already knew. Seaweed is one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. It contains nearly every mineral your body needs: iodine, magnesium, calcium, potassium, and iron, all in natural, highly absorbable forms. It's like nature's multivitamin, designed by the sea itself. Iodine, in particular, is essential for your thyroid, the tiny gland that controls your metabolism, energy levels, and even mood. As we age, the thyroid tends to slow down, making weight management, sleep, and focus harder. But eating seaweed just 2 or 3 times a week can gently nourish that gland and keep your metabolism humming naturally. And then there's fucoxanthin, the golden compound found only in brown seaweeds like wakame and kombu. Scientists from Hokkaido University discovered that fucoxanthin doesn't just fight inflammation, it actually helps the body burn fat more efficiently and may even reduce the buildup of harmful belly fat linked to metabolic diseases. Imagine that. Something so light and delicate could quietly reshape how your body processes energy. But seaweed's magic goes deeper still. Its antioxidants protect your cells from oxidative stress, the invisible damage that accumulates over time and accelerates aging. A study published in Marine Drugs Journal showed that regular seaweed intake improved blood antioxidant levels and reduced markers of cell aging. And yet in Japan, no one eats it because of anti-aging research. They eat it because it's part of who they are, part of the ocean that sustains them. Children grow up tasting its saltiness, elders find comfort in its aroma, and everyone, young or old, feels that connection between the sea and the soul. For seniors especially, seaweed offers something gentle yet profound. Nourishment without burden. It's light, low in calories, but deeply satisfying. A reminder that true strength doesn't always come from heavy foods or large portions. Sometimes it comes from something as thin as a wave, as quiet as the tide. So perhaps the next time you see a piece of nori or a bowl of seaweed soup, don't think of it as just seaweed. Think of it as the ocean's whisper, a message from nature saying, stay balanced, stay alive. 4. Brown rice. The ancient energy. You know, in Japan, a bowl of rice isn't just food, it's a quiet form of respect. Every grain represents effort, patience, and gratitude for the harvest. But what many people outside Japan don't realize is that not all rice is the same. The white rice most of us eat is soft, polished, and comforting, but it's also stripped of much of its life. When you remove the bran and germ to make rice look whiter and cook faster, you also remove most of the vitamins, minerals, and fiber that your body truly needs. That's why the Japanese word genmai, brown rice, holds so much meaning. It's rice in its original form, unrefined and full of energy. Inside that humble golden husk lies vitamin B1 for brain function, magnesium for heart health, and soluble fiber that keeps digestion smooth and blood sugar steady. Modern research from Japan's National Institute of Health and Nutrition has shown that people who replace even half their daily white rice with brown rice experience better cholesterol levels, more stable glucose, and lower inflammation. 3 key markers of healthy aging. But it's not just about nutrients, it's about rhythm. Brown rice digests slowly, releasing energy throughout the day, instead of giving you that quick spike and crash. That's why Japanese farmers, monks, and even centenarians have relied on it for centuries. It sustains you, not just fills you. Many Japanese elders take this one step further. They blend brown rice with mugi, barley, or black rice, creating a spectrum of flavor and nutrients. Barley adds beta-glucans that lower cholesterol. Black rice adds anthocyanins that protect the heart and eyes. Together, they form a perfect harmony. Simple ingredients working in balance, much like the philosophy of Japanese living itself. There's a saying in Okinawa, "Genmai keeps the fire burning gently." It means this kind of nourishment doesn't exhaust your body, it sustains it. You can feel that difference, a calmer digestion, more consistent energy, clearer focus. So when you think of rice, don't just think of what's easy to eat. Think of what gives back to your body. A bowl of brown rice isn't glamorous. It doesn't need to be. It's quiet, honest, and alive. The kind of food that carries the wisdom of centuries in every grain. 5. Tofu, the heart protector. You know tofu might look plain, soft, white, almost fragile, but don't let its simplicity fool you. Inside that gentle texture lies one of nature's quietest miracles. In Japan, tofu isn't treated like a side dish. It's a symbol of balance and purity. Made from just three ingredients, soybeans, water, and a natural coagulant from sea minerals, it embodies the Japanese belief that food should be honest, humble, and healing. What makes tofu truly extraordinary is its composition. It's loaded with plant-based protein that's easy for the body to digest, making it perfect for seniors whose metabolism and digestion naturally slow down with age. But the real magic lies in its isoflavones, compounds found only in soy that act like gentle plant hormones. Research from Harvard and the National Center for Biotechnology Information shows that these isoflavones mimic estrogen in a natural, balanced way. For women over 50, that means fewer menopause symptoms, better bone density, and stronger arteries. For men, they help maintain cardiovascular health and may even reduce prostate inflammation. It's fascinating. People who eat tofu regularly have been found to have up to 20% lower risk of heart disease, according to large-scale studies across Japan and Singapore. These protective effects come not from drastic diets or supplements, but from a food that's been quietly nourishing entire generations. And it's not just about the heart. Tofu contains lecithin, which helps cleanse the blood of excess fat, and magnesium, which calms the nervous system. Combined, they create a sense of inner steadiness, something the Japanese call heijoshin, or peace of mind. What's also beautiful is the versatility of tofu. It can be grilled until golden, floating gently in a bowl of miso soup, or chilled with soy sauce and scallions on a summer afternoon. It absorbs the flavors around it, just as calmness absorbs life's chaos, teaching us that strength doesn't always come from resistance, but from harmony. In traditional Zen monasteries, tofu is a sacred part of temple meals. Monks eat it not for luxury, but for clarity, to keep the mind sharp and the body light. It's the kind of food that doesn't weigh you down. It lifts you. So when you see that simple white block, remember this: tofu isn't just food, it's philosophy. A reminder that true nourishment doesn't shout for attention. It whispers quietly through every bite. And maybe that's why so many Japanese centenarians keep tofu on their tables, because they understand that longevity isn't about adding more. It's about living more gently, more naturally, and more gratefully with what life gives. So there you have it. 5 humble foods that have quietly sustained Japan's longest living people for centuries. No magic pills, no trendy diets, just nature, patience, and gratitude passed down through generations like a quiet song of life. You see, longevity isn't something that happens overnight. It's something you build, moment by moment, meal by meal. Every bite is a choice to nourish your body, to calm your mind, to honor the years you've been given. The Japanese have a saying, hara hachi bu, eat until you're 80% full. It's not just about food. It's a reminder to live gently, to leave space for peace, for joy, for balance. And maybe that's what we've lost in our busy modern world, the quiet art of eating with intention. Because when you eat mindfully, you don't just feed your body, you feed your years. So if you're over 50 and you're ready to rediscover strength, clarity, and vitality, come join us here at Eating Healthy After 50. Together, we'll explore the wisdom of ancient traditions and the power of modern science to help you live not just longer, but better. Because the secret to youth might just be hiding in your next simple, beautiful, mindful meal.